from the current rules we make now. So let's wait. I think as is, things are working pretty well. I don't think we need to, government agencies love to, that's what they do. They love to make rules. But if they could just be a little patient on this, maybe they should learn what the 2020 halving is and wait till after that or something. Like, give everyone a timeline. Like, okay, we're giving we're giving the cryptocurrency space a grace period until the year 2021. Then we're going to start talking about regulation, because then we're going to know more. That would be okay with me, maybe. Yes?
Is there a certain amount of Bitcoin on one Trezor where you'd say once you have that much, it would be better from a security standpoint to have it on a second or start to have multiple?
Yeah, I would say this time you have to consider your heirs, I guess. How many, and then since you're considering the future and that they do not value their wealth in Bitcoin right now, you got to take into account how much that Bitcoin is worth, or that cryptocurrency, because on your Trezor you have Litecoin and all sorts of stuff on there. You got to take into account the total value in terms of dollars. Just in this case, because your kids don't, or whoever, your wife doesn't know Bitcoin probably, cryptocurrency. So, oh God, I don't have a specific number, but it's got to be when it's a certain percentage of your net worth. Create your own mathematical formula based on the dollar value of it and how many heirs that you have too. So I can't give you a specific number.
Not so much to invest of your own personal net worth. I'm just saying that, is there some point where you say, I have X number of Bitcoin, it makes sense now to have it on two different Trezors as opposed to one?
Oh God, I used to tell people, yeah, why not, I'll say, I used to tell people, this was a long time ago, if you have 2 Bitcoin, you better not have it on Coinbase anymore. So why don't I just go back to that and say, if you have 2 Bitcoin, maybe you should have 2 Trezors. What the heck? That's easy. Again, it might be worth a heck of a lot one day. And then all of a sudden, if something went drastically wrong with one of them, that's why not? I'm gonna have to think. Maybe I'll have to make a video about it. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Can you make a video about in your experience, I can see you're very kind of prudent and cautious person. How to store one Trezor under my mattress and with a seed key in my auntie's house?
This is a beautiful question, and I did recently do a video that kind of touched on that. But I'm involved in a project that's going to be making videos like that, an educational project that's going to tell some very useful tips like that. Everyday tips. What to really do. In a real life situational tips like that.
But when, how to put all this?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. And I'm working on something like that. But email me, by the way, and I'll send you that one video that already kind of touches on that a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm glad you asked that question.
Can you keep just quick one? If you have 3 Trezors, can you put all 3 seed keys in the backup? In the 4th? Can you still do you need
No, the thing is, the way you back up the Trezor is you have the key. It's written out. It's written out. The phrase is written out. So you you wouldn't want to upload it anywhere else. You would just have the 3 keys written out. Yeah.
No, but if I keep it in another Trezor.
But that's not the way. It's I can explain it technically how it works. All right. Yeah.
Custody is becoming a really important aspect of this whole new asset class. There are going to be startups that are going to focus strictly on custody and teaching people how to secure their Bitcoins. One of them is called Casa. I think it's launching.
Yeah.
And they're going to help newbies. What are your thoughts?
They're high end though. You have to be very well. It's for wealthy people. Casa, right? It's managing high earners, over $100,000 of.
Well, that's like their concierge service, but they're also gonna teach people on how to like the best practices on how to do things versus how to not do things. Like, should I split my recovery key in 2 different locations, for example, or should I have it on multiple trezors? Or
I think there's great opportunity in that in the teaching space. I didn't know they were doing that also.
How do you spell Casa?
just top K-A-C-A-S-A.
Like
Yeah,
that?
that's great. If they if they're honest brokers out there that are teaching that, because it's for the good of the community. Because there's so much confusion about this stuff. There's so much, and again, that's an entrepreneurial opportunity out there for people to teach best practices. And again, I'm involved with a project that's going to be dealing with that soon. We'll get into that at another time. You'll hear about it on my channel once it happens. But no, that's a great space. There's a lot to learn out there. Someone had their hand up. I saw something. Yes.
So you mentioned you travel internationally quite a bit.
Yes.
And we all know that if you leave with over 10,000 in cash,
Yes.
there's an issue. People putting gold up their bum, trying
Yep.
to get out of the country.
Yeah.
So you said you had a bad experience with
Yes.
the Trezor,
Yes.
with TSA. So for those of us who may want to travel and may want to take their Bitcoin with us, what happened?
Because I'm a single male traveling alone, they don't like that to begin with. So if you've got a wife and kids, you're probably okay. They don't think you're a terrorist or a drug dealer. They think I'm a drug dealer all the time, basically, because I got the spiky hair, I'm traveling alone, I've just been on like a 15-hour flight and my hair is great. Anyway, in the United States, this was at BWI airport actually, they can stop you and search every bit of your bags, okay? And so, yeah, they saw the Trezor and the guy had a lot of questions. The funny thing was that he didn't fully understand it. And the experience really turned bad, not because of that, but because they thought they saw this, it was like the top of an orange, but it had swollen, and they thought it was a psychedelic mushroom, and they started screaming at me and saying that that it was a federal offense, and then they tested it, like, oh, it's just the top of an orange. So, again, that shows you how unfriendly the TSA can be. And again, they're not going to understand what you just said. If that guy would have said, well, he could have made me open my Trezor. He didn't go that far. He was more into the drug side of things that time. But next time, they're going to think I'm a drug dealer, but they're going to see the Trezor. Are they going to be, now we've gotten smart. It's not 2016 anymore, it's 2018. We want this guy to open it and show us how much he's got. And if I got more than 10,000, then they're going to say, I don't know what they're going to say, but it's not really there. It's on the blockchain. That's Andreas Antonopoulos says that's what he says. It's not really on, that's what he will say or something like that. But Andreas maybe he'd be able to pull it off. He's a really calm guy. I'm not a calm guy. I'm going to be like, so I don't do that. I don't I don't risk traveling with more than $10,000 worth of cryptocurrency. Do I have a device? Do I have some other type of device with me? Who knows? But I wouldn't mess around with that type of thing. So again, though, the good thing is if you ever did need to leave the country, if you were into some horrible emergency and you had like $1 million worth of Bitcoin on your Trezor, you'll be able to get out. You'll be able to get out with it. Would you ever be able to come back in with it? Maybe, but they would, if they found it, they probably give you a real hard time when bringing it. Different nations have different rules, but it's generally a lot of the Western nations have that 10,000 type of limit to it, and some are more curious than others. So we'll have to keep an eye on if they're real TSA stories about they're going to have to they're going to have to learn that they're not. First of all, let's say I have a bank account with $100,000 on it, okay? I've got my bank card with me going from country to country. That means I have access to my $100,000 with any country that I'm in. It's not on my bank card. The $100,000 it's on my bank account in the United States. Should I be able to leave the country with my bank card? Maybe one day we won't be able to leave the country with our bank card. Who knows? Maybe that's the next step of financial repression that's out there. But you can make that comparison with the Trezor.
Yeah, just last week I heard this gentleman speaking about Bitcoin-related mining, but he had mentioned that he has this credit card-sized cryptocurrency wallet, and has a little screen on it, and it's kind of state-of-the-art and stuff. Isn't that something basically to travel with?
Yeah, and he was describing the Trezor. He was describing the Trezor. That's what it was.
FuseX.
Huh?
I think FuseX. is,
Any of them you can, I mean, yeah, they're all, these things are so small, any of them that they create are travel worthy. It's
But
just,
you have to have less than 10,000 if
you
come
don't,
back, right?
that's the thing, that's the argument to be made. That precedent hasn't been set yet. If they're going to get, if they understand what you actually have there, if they happen to search all your bags because they think you're a drug dealer or a terrorist, and they understand what they're seeing in front of their face, then you're going to come down to that moment, either where they're just like, oh, you've got a storage device and they don't care, or oh, how much do you have on that thing? Let us see what you have on the thing. Now the other thing you can do with the Trezor, you can have multiple accounts on there and show them just one account that has less than 10,000 on it. I'm not saying to do that or whatever, but that's another again, if you're about to be robbed by someone also, and they're like, I know you've got a Trezor on you. I know you've got money on that Trezor. Log into it. Well, since you can create different passphrases to get in, you can show them your smallest account and just give them a half a Bitcoin that's on there instead of your other account that's got like 10 Bitcoin on it or something like that. So the same thing could be pooled on someone that's forcing you to show you how much is on there, but they might know better. They might know, like, hey, you've got multiple accounts on this, but you can also say, no, I don't. How do you know I do? There's no way for them to prove that you have multiple accounts on it. I don't know. We're entering a new realm here, and I hope our government does not become more financially oppressive in terms of cryptocurrency. And I am a huge traveler, so I guess I'll be on the tip of the sword for this, and be able to give everyone updates on what's really going on with that. But if the United States ever becomes like that, where I can't or where I can't bring it back in, or where they're like really confiscating Trezors and stuff, I'll just take all my money and just get the heck out of there. I've been to so many countries. I'm comfortable living in many. That's why traveling is so awesome. You become comfortable in so many other countries that do things different ways, that if ever a nightmare situation came about, you could just move to a new country and just start anew with your Trezor. I could easily do that. I mean, it would be obviously I have family here and stuff, and I could pay for them to visit me. All right, yes.
The open dime guy, Rodolfo.
Yes, he was on my show recently.
He has the calculator.
Yes, he has the Did you see that on my show? He was just. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was awesome looking, wasn't it?
That looked really good.
Yeah. This guy Rodolfo Novak, he came up with a storage device that looks like a calculator. So it's like that it's going to sell like hotcakes. First of all, Trezor and Ledger Nano, they sell out immediately. So there are people out there that are taking this very seriously, controlling their own private key. But his looked like a calculator, and it was, hey, maybe the TSA guys won't even know what the heck that is. That'll be a way to, eventually they will do. All right, I saw somebody else had, anyone else? Going once, going twice. Well, I'll be here afterwards if you still want to ask questions. And again, you can email me at adam@trezorhelp.com. And pound that like button, subscribe to the channel. And on Twitter. I am TechBalt on Twitter, TechBalt. Follow me there because I retweet some pretty good guys out there. There's some awesome dudes that I follow out there. They're modest in their ways. They say you can learn a lot from the good guys on crypto Twitter. You can also get like fudded out of all your money if you start believing some of the madness that's out there. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. And remember, I do a new show every single day on the BitcoinMeister YouTube channel. So definitely tune into that, spread the word. And hey, this bear market's pass. Don't become weak-handed. We've already lived through one. We'll live through this one. There'll be ones in the future. So thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you. Everyone can ask. I'll be around. You can ask questions.
Hanging out in the lobby for half an hour or something if you guys want to ask more questions to Adam or whatever.
Yeah, man. So, I know some people's got personal questions they didn't want to ask in front of everybody. So yeah.